What's going on, guys? So today I'm out here at General RV in Michigan, and you know, this video is going to be different than what I'm turning it into now, because originally my idea here was to show you this J-Feather Micro, which I've already shot a video on, but then compare it to this JAYCO Air, this J-Feather Air on this side, which is a more affordable RV. This has traditional leaf sprung suspension, that has torsion suspension, that's going to have a more aggressive Goodyear Wrangler tire on it. There's a lot of cool features like the way the stabilizers work, all of that. This is a really cool kind of semi-off-road type of trailer, especially with that torsion suspension, which is really nice. And this right here is more of a conventional travel trailer, and I was going to compare the two. But then I walked inside of this unit and I was like, wow, this thing has a really cool interior. I actually love the interior of this RV, and I would trade for the Surveyor from an interior perspective in a heartbeat. So let's take a closer look at this and see what's got me all excited. Hang tight, I'll be right back. Okay, let's first start looking at the numbers. We're getting a little bit of rain coming down now, so I want to try to get inside as soon as possible. Has a gross vehicle weight rating of 5,650 pounds. It has a cargo capacity of 1,170 pounds, 15-inch E-rated Goodyear Endurance tires. This, again, is leaf sprung suspension. This is going to ride on a BAL frame, I believe. Yep, this has a BAL frame versus a Lippert frame. It's got those nicer stab jacks for really good stabilization all the way around, which is cool. A feature that both of these units actually share. This, again, has endurance tires versus the Wrangler tires. The Wrangler tires, in my opinion, are a better tire, but this, again, isn't really going for that off-road look like this one over here kind of has. But that said, this thing is towable by quite a few vehicles, but I would recommend specifically a half-ton truck or greater. You don't need to get a 3/4-ton truck for something like this. This is really a good size, really approaching that maximum size I would recommend for a half-ton. If I had an F-150 or a GMC 1500 or Chevy or Ram half-ton truck parked in front of this, you would absolutely understand that the package in general looks like it's a good fit. The trailer doesn't look overly large, the truck doesn't look overly small. They're paired up well. So a half-ton truck to this would be great, but you would want a weight distribution hitch. You would want sway control, because relatively lightweight, short wheelbase of a truck with something like this behind it, you start getting hit by a crosswind, you're going to want as much control stability as possible. But like I tell most people, 6,000 pounds is really where I start saying when you go beyond that, you want to look at 3/4-ton trucks, not because of the towing capacity, but because of the payload capacity. Once you've loaded everything up and you factor in the family, the stuff in the truck, the generators, the bikes, all of that. So again, this to me is a pretty dang good setup. Twin 20-pound propane cans, electric front jack, spot for a couple batteries down here. You got some lighting across the front. This is that rock solid stabilizer system. You have a full pass-through storage, unobstructed. That is really nice. A lot of these things have a lot of stuff hanging down in them typically, and that's nice to see it that way. You have your awning up top. I love this window. Once we get inside, you're gonna see what I'm always talking about when I say have a big window on the door side or the entry side, because it just gives you such a great view if you're parked in front of the beach or if you're parked at a lake. It is a really good thing, and you're gonna love that. Back here, you can see we have Goodyear Endurance tires, like I mentioned, full walk-on roof, prep for a wireless camera in the back, and then you also have a TV mount right there. So let's go ahead and hop inside. So this is gonna be the J-Feather Air 18 MBH. This does have ASDEL as well, on the outside and inside. So in essence, this is a fully composite wall, because you're gonna have foam, ASDEL on each side with aluminum. So there's really no wood in there at all. All right, stepping inside of this unit. First of all, Murphy bed. I love that they used a Murphy bed here, because it gives you a sofa. It gives you a real sofa, and it's a cloth sofa. It's not some weird pleather style sofa. So that is really cool. Coming around, I'm going to quickly pan around through here so you can see what's going on with this floor plan. And bam, look at that. That is absolutely awesome. That is a massive window. That would be a big window in a fifth wheel. And by putting that window there, you have such a cool space right here. Again, if you're sitting here having your breakfast, having your coffee, looking out that window, you have an amazing view of whatever you're parked next to. And that is really cool. Now, they've done a couple things here. Like, watch this. So this right here it's a thicker surface. So it is a thermofoil surface, but it feels as if the wear layer on top is actually a little thicker than normal. You may not be able to see it in the video, but there's actually a bit of a gap right there, because there's a hinge, because you can actually lift this up Check that out. So now you have storage underneath it. You have storage and access right here. That is really cool. Now, I don't know exactly what you would store here, but you have the capability of storing stuff here, and that's always a great thing in RVs. It has blackout blinds on it as well, which is also really, really nice. Over here, you have this cool little storage pocket, but they've given you, in essence, a desk. So you have a workspace if you want to use this for that. This would be even great as kind of like a semi-vendor style trailer if you're going to be serving things or handing things through this enormous window. Then you have a TV already mounted in place. If you're using it as an office space, you can use that as an actual monitor if you want. Coming around this way, looking at the kitchen, this is a really, really nice kitchen for a trailer this small. I love the fact that they're using this round stainless steel bowl. All right, this is really cool, very compact, and you have a nice surface here when you're not using it. Over here, you have a 2-burner cooktop. Then you have an upgraded microwave, so that is really nice, and I believe this is a convection microwave. It is. So instead of giving you an oven, they gave you a convection microwave, which is really nice. Plus, you have your vent hood up there, which looks good, and your Envision 12-volt refrigerator freezer, which is actually a good size unit for a trailer this size. Yeah, I really like this. This is cool. And when you drop this down, you have your queen size bed. Now, there's no window on the front. That would have been nice to put a big window up there, but I know a lot of people have concerns about the window possibly getting broken, rocks hitting it. I sure know with our Surveyor, which has a window up front, that I'm sometimes concerned about that stuff when we tow it as well. You got more storage below, but you can use this as either a jackknife sofa or you can put it down and use it as a bed. So if I were going to use it as a jackknife, I would simply do this. And now I have a place to lay down, or my daughter can lay down here, or her friends can lay down here if they're over. If I want to use it as a bed, I simply flip that. This flips down on top of here, and then you drop the mattress down, and now you have your bed. You have some really nice end tables over here as well, which give you the ability to really put anything up there. You can have your coffee cups up there, you can have your CPAP machine, and this actually slides to give you more storage in there as well. You know what? Might as well pull the bed down since I'm going through all this. So we have that down. We have the mattress down, and then check this space out. Kind of a shiplap design on the wall, and then that pulls out, and then you have storage underneath it. That is really cool. They've done a really, really good job with this. All right, let's go back here. This is a bunkhouse unit, so you're not dealing with really limited sleeping accommodations. You have a big bunk up here, nice thick mattress pad, and then you have another one under here. Both of them have their own window. You have your PWM solar charge controller from Go Power as well, because there's solar on the roof. On this side, you have a mirror, a lot of storage in here, and you have 4 drawers, which is really cool that they're actually giving you drawers in this unit. Not soft closing, but I don't really expect that. Okay, opening up the bathroom. This is a good size bathroom. It is a good size shower for, again, a travel trailer this small. Very, very functional. It's going to give you a good amount of countertop space, undermount sink, a thermofoil countertop in here as well. It would have been nice to have a porcelain foot flush toilet. That would have been a big, big surprise for me, but you have a good size medicine cabinet and additional storage at the end also, plus your vent up top. And you could probably be upwards of, let's see, probably about 6'3" before things start becoming uncomfortable in here. But you always have the space inside of the skylight if you need to put your head in there. You have 1 air conditioning unit up here. It is a direct dump AC, which means it's not ducted through the unit. And that should be more than enough for an RV this size because it has louvers to really blow air out each end. And I think that that would work well for most people. But what do you guys think? Drop a comment below. I'd love to know what your thoughts are. There's going to be another stool somewhere around here. Don't know exactly where it's at, but that is really cool. This is my favorite feature. I love this. Having 1 more window right over there, I think would have been really helpful. And maybe even a small window behind the stove. But I'm a big window fan. I love big windows. It would have been cool to have a bigger window there. Again, a big window right here. But this window right here is magic, and I love it. Oh yeah, they have some coat hangers up there as well. Guys, if you haven't had a chance, please take a moment, subscribe to the channel, give me a thumbs up. We'll talk to you again very soon.